bags where horror lies.
Hello, welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And this evening I decided to take a look at a more modern movie. 2020 movie? Or was it 2021? Maybe it's made in 2020. The Night House. So this is David Bruckner. I love The Ritual. Such a good movie. I thought that was fantastic. What else has he done? He has done Southbound. He was one of the, I can't remember which segment, but he was one of the directors of Southbound. And I think The Signal from mid-2000s. Bit of a strange one, that one, but the Ritual's fantastic. Really, really did enjoy that movie. Now, this one, it's obviously quite a different movie to The Ritual, but I can see similarities with how it's kind of made. Well, we follow Rebecca Hall. She's fantastic in this movie. She's very, very good. She's this school teacher, and doesn't really make any difference to the movie. That it's a very small ensemble cast sort of thing. There's really not many characters in this one, but her husband is just died like a week ago from a suicide. And as the story unfolds, as we start to learn, obviously we learn more about our characters. Our main character is Rebecca Hall, about her husband. There are other characters in the movie. Like I said, there's a few, but we don't really learn anything about those. It's very much based on these two. And we find out about her past, and she actually had a car accident and she was pronounced dead for a period of time, to which there was nothing afterwards. So she's quite like pessimistic view on things, how she views things, and she's like, there's nothing after death sort of thing. And she's left this kind of cryptic note with just a few lines about saying that that he kind of believes her. He didn't believe her, but then he does. And it's quite a strange one how this is all put together. It's like, okay, for me this answered a lot. It didn't answer. That was the problem. There's a lot of unanswered questions with this one. There's not a lot of answers to this movie with things that you're shown. It's like, why are we shown these things? It's really strange. It's kind of like I watched it and I felt like I wasn't paying attention because I have so many kind of questions about it. And there's this whole... It goes down different paths and then stops and jumps onto another path, and it's kind of like, where's this going? And then it finishes and you're like, it kind of feels like, is there a part two coming? I found it quite frustrating. Like you're going down these different paths, like you actually find out that the husband had more going on. He was building like this second house, this opposite but duplicate house, and he was following these, or having these kind of contacts and relationships maybe with these women who look a lot like Rebecca Hall's character. And that there's kind of little bits throughout the film where there's contact made, like you see as he's bits where you see like a shape in the house, and then it will just move its head, and she's like, oh, it's someone there, but there's not someone there. It only happens a few times. Like I say, it's quite frustrating. Like you start to follow one path, and then, like I said, it jumps onto something else in a really frustrating way. It's kind of like there's a lot of ideas here, but none of them are kind of followed through. None of them brought to fruition. There's no like development in what's happening. It's like kind of, it's almost like there's a loss of commitment to what's being created. So it jumps. It's like that. There's not confident in this, so let's go to the next thing. And it feels kind of not even tangled. It's just everything's loose. I mean, the movie finishes. It's not like I'm really trying to stay spoiler free from this. It just finishes, and it's not like it doesn't make sense, the ending. It's just, why was there all this other stuff there? I don't know. It's like, was the husband who she thought? Was the husband who she thought after she found out some things? Was it not the husband? See, I'm being really cryptic with this one, because it's like, I went into this kind of open, and I think it's a film, it's better if you go into it open, or maybe that would be more frustrating. I don't know. Ultimately, I was quite disappointed with this. I'd heard quite a few good things. Like I said, Rebecca Hall is fantastic. How she kind of carries herself throughout the movie. It's kind of, it's like she knows what's going on. It's like, well, tell me, please. I'm feeling kind of stupid now. It's like, there wasn't anything that was that kind of difficult. But for some reason, I just lost the thread of like what these things were. Like what all these points of significance we were seeing, what they actually meant. Like finding bodies, for example, it's like, are they found? Are they not found? Are they there? Are they not there? Yeah. Just so many questions, and kind of feeling a little let down with not having answers. It's not like movies have to be spelled out, and it's not like you have to have answers for everything sometimes. It doesn't always need it, but there's just so much that was left with this one. And yeah, it's a shame. But anyway, that's the kind of the end of my negative review. Like I said, I've literally just finished watching this, and I kind of just wanted to talk about it very quickly, about my kind of general overall frustration of this kind of narrative of the movie. It's like everything that kind of the Ritual was, this isn't. And I'm not expecting The Ritual 2 or anything like that. Just how well that was made, and how you were taken out of situations and put into something new. It happens in this, but you're not put back correctly. It's kind of like there's more layers to this, but you need to give something as some substance as to how to grade those layers. Otherwise, the layers just kind of merge and seem to have no significance as to what you're seeing. This is probably a very, very confusing review, and I do apologise. But the sad thing is, it's kind of how I finished it. It's like, I don't want to watch that again. I don't want to see if I can figure out what's going on more, because it was just how it was. It was like a little slow, and for me, the payoff wasn't there. And it's like, well, I kind of know what the payoff is at the end, so I'm watching it to try and tie up the loose ends, and it's not for me at the moment. But maybe I'll feel a bit different at some point later down the line. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Moni review, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.